politics, the Netanyahu trial. So what is your opinion, Rabbi, on this, the Netanyahu trial? Hey, what do I think about Netanyahu's trial? Hey, on the lower level, I don't deal with it, okay? On the lower level, I leave it to the other political commentators and anyone involved in the Netanyahu trial. I will speak with you on a deeper level. How is it possible in the world? The trial of Netanyahu falls at the heart of the Great Revolution and the fall of the Assad regime side by side in a certain window within. In the media, we see Netanyahu standing, and from another window, we see Assad's downfall. Listen closely, Rabbi Natan. Hey, I told them in the sermon, the Holy One, blessed be He, shows the whole world what the difference is between my children and what the difference is between the leaders of Israel. And the leaders of the nations of the world, showing to the whole world, the Assad regime is collapsing. 8 floors of houses of torture, of horrors. People entered at age 17 and came out at age 48 without seeing sunlight. And opposite this stands an Israeli leader on what is he judged? Not that he buried people on 8 floors, not that he blinded people, not that he tortured, not that he burned, he smoked a cigar. Or they did something to him, I don't know, in the press on Wallash. I'm not crying about this. Listen well to the difference between a Jew and a non-Jew, between a leader of the nations of the world, a tyrant who tortured and sang and orged tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, compared to the leader of Israel. What is he judged for? He smoked a cigar. They made a scandal. This is the difference between a Jew and a Gentile. Not only that, it also shows the world the lowliness of all the opponents of Bibi Netanyahu. What is the disagreement? Not that they considered you know, there's a Supreme Court. They didn't weigh the terrorists of the Nakba. Are you with me? A person burned, raped, murdered, slaughtered. What about the Supreme Court? What petitions did they not consider? Maybe he doesn't weigh enough. Wait a moment, Rabbi. I want to talk with the Rabbi about the issue of the hostages and the Supreme Court and everything happening there, especially about those villains who entered and raped and burned and did what they did. I will talk with the Rabbi about this topic as well, but I think the Rabbi is playing some psychological game here. Sorry for expressing it this way when the Rabbi says. And the Rabbi compares the fall of Assad and what this tyrant did to his people. Opposing Netanyahu, supposedly the Rabbi comes and says, look, there are those and there is also him. The Rabbi, none of us want a prime minister who accepts bribes, whether it's financial bribes or any other kind. It doesn't matter. Everyone would want in this country a prime minister who is honest and, above all, some kind of war or another. What is the Rabbi shocked about? What, your question? It's not a question. I'm saying something factual. Here's a prime... listen, you know I'm not a political person, right? And that's why I allow myself to delve with the Rabbi into matters of faith. Great. Then for sure. This Jewish man named Benjamin Netanyahu, he was chosen by the divine to provide the people of Israel in the final steps of history. I tell you, woe to us if someone else were standing at the forefront right now. And I tell you even more, listen closely to what I'm telling you. And now I say, you now, what you asked me. So I spread my wings. Listen closely to what I'm telling you, and let all the listeners hear. And let the whole world hear. Listen carefully to the next moves of history. Listen carefully to what I am telling you. It is written, anyone who desecrates the name of heaven in secret will be punished openly. Assad desecrated his blessed name in secret. He too is committed to divinity. He too is committed to morality. He too is committed to caring for others. He desecrated his blessed name in secret. He built 8 floors beneath. The concealment led to atrocities there. And today, the entire world sees this openly. So I tell you, Rabbi Onatan, that this course of action of whoever desecrates the name in secret, they will be punished in the open. It becomes a universal rule. Wait. This relates to what we talked about. I am now responding to you. What I'm telling you now is going to become a global principle. What's written is explicitly stated. It is written that the Holy One, blessed be He, will take the sun out of its sheath, and the wicked will be burned by it, and the righteous will be healed by it. Our holy rabbis ask, what is this sun? What is this sun? But what is this sun? If it is a sun that burns and destroys everyone, touches, and if the sun is weak, it will not incinerate anyone. Do you know what our rabbi said? The truth is with that one. That's what Rabbi Yonatan was. Wait, Rabbi, a moment ago you said that essentially choosing Netanyahu is something God from above, certainly. Could it be that the Holy One, blessed be He, wants me to harm another Jew, and another Jew harms yet another Jew? And there will be here bloodshed, though not physically, but with words, there is bloodshed, half the nation against the other half. So I want to tell you, my dear friend, and all this, Rabbi, if Netanyahu were not on the political map, in that probably there wasn't politology. Surely there was nothing. There was no defeat of Hezbollah, no defeat of Assad. There was nothing here. There was October 7th and another October 7th and another October 7th. That's what was here. Listen, he was chosen by divinity. I'm not political. Bibi Netanyahu, even in the previous term, I want you to record this, and that it will also be for our future. That if they are planning something else, what do you mean, the previous or the future? No, the future, there will be another term. The big joke is he's staying here for another 4 years. It's something, I opened the Zohar, I was curious to know, with all the chaos going on, you can tell me what's happening with him in the next term. You won't believe it, the Zohar says he's going to take another term. What are you doing now? But how can there be such a commandment? What are you doing now? That a person who ostensibly is not the one causing sometimes, let's assume it is not him who causes to division. How can it be that he is in the leadership of the country when all the division is around that person? That's the issue. What problem does the creator of the universe have? And I really ask this genuinely and sincerely. With allowing Aryeh Deri, who aligns with both the right and the left and is liked across the political spectrum, to take a position, and then perhaps there would be less division here. So I'm telling you that if there's no previous force, but you were just inspired by divine intuition with your question, why is he at the forefront? Listen carefully. There is a dear Jew, a great Torah scholar named Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, a grandson of Rabbi Ovadia, and I heard him in his name. Are you with me? He asks a good question. Now in the section it is written that when Esau comes to Jacob, what does Jacob do? He divided the camp, etc. What did he do? He took the maidservants and their children and placed them at the front. Afterwards, he put Leah, and then finally he placed Rachel and Joseph. The commentators ask, how can you do such a thing? How can you take the maidservants and their children? After all, the maidservants and their children are tribes of the people of Israel. How can you do such a thing? How do you put them first and you put the... I say the rabbis, listen carefully. An answer to the question he asked. The rabbis say, how did our forefather Jacob put the maidservants and their children first? And it is explained that the children of the wives would belittle the children of the maidservants. There was a certain dynamic of disdain. The rabbis say that our forefather Jacob said, whoever endures insults, whoever goes through humiliations can be placed at the front because he certainly will not be harmed. The Prime Minister of Israel undergoes disgrace and humiliation at levels of an aura of the adversary. For years, this is the person seen to be first in sovereignty. He is the most protected person possible for the people of Israel. He can bring the greatest results in the war against the nations of the world. Why? He is protected. He has a burden of insults and humiliations all the way through. That's the answer to the question I'm saying. But I'm telling you deeper things, dear brothers and sisters. I am telling you things here that are deeper than the eyes. One who desecrates the heaven in secret is punished openly. Dear brothers and sisters, I am telling you now that the whole earth should start preparing mentally. The sights you saw at Assad, all these horrific sights, everything that is now being published on social media, all the horrors that this is nothing yet. Wait, soon more things will be published. The executions that took place there, the tortures that were there. Wait, this is nothing. This is just the initial stages. So I'm telling you that the Holy One, blessed be He, is going to make this example that happened in Syria. After all, what is Syria? Syria is Syria. What is Syria? What is Russia? What is Syria? They want to make things so. Russia is the same story. Yotke will move. What is Yotke? Our whole battle now in the end of days is to restore Yotke, to unite the name Yotke Vavke. What do we say in every name? Unification of the Holy One, blessed be He. To unite the name Yodke. The entire war is to take the Yod-Hei. Yod-Hei are the higher operations. It's more attributed to the head and connected to Vav-Vav when it is the body. This is to connect the world of 7 to the world of 6. And the war in Syria now, Syria's downfall, they are Syria. They don't want Yodke to reach the world. They're fine with Avav, yes, with all the exile. It's the same thing happening with Russia. Now, what is Assad's defeat? What is Syria? This is an axis. From there, all the weapons passed from there to Herg, from Herg to Lebanon. Meaning now we are in the process of cutting off the heads of the serpent. And I'm telling you, a global campaign is about to open all the wickedness, and it's not just here. I'm telling you, get ready, Rabbi Onatan, for the entire situation. I'm telling you, there's a situation that's entirely being ignored. All the idol worshippers, all of Japan, all of China, all of Thailand, all who practice idolatry, statues, these are still participation. The Christians and the Israelis too. These also rebel to receive a complete revolution. All the evil on earth is about to surface and be defined.